chosen ones. Your silence is breaking them. They can't believe you never contacted them again. Listen carefully, because this is not something small, and you cannot afford to miss what I am revealing to you right now. Your silence is not an accident. It is a move that I allowed, and it is shaking people in ways you cannot yet fully see. They expected you to return. They believed you would come back and speak, but you did not, and that is exactly what is breaking them from the inside. This moment is important because it marks a shift, a turning point, where your value is finally being seen through your absence. If you stay until the end, you will understand why your silence carries more power than your words ever did. Type Amen if you agree. You have been quiet, not because you had nothing to say, but because I was teaching you that not every response deserves your energy. I was guiding your heart away from chasing validation and towards standing in quiet strength. Those who ignored you, those who misunderstood you, and those who thought you would always be available are now facing a reality they never prepared for. Your silence has become a mirror, reflecting their actions back to them without a single word from you. This is why they are restless, this is why they are confused, and this is why they cannot believe you never reached out again. There was a time when you felt the urge to explain yourself, to fix things, to make them understand your heart. But I held you back, not to punish you, but to protect you from wasting your peace. You did not lose your voice. You gained control over it. And that is a level of growth many people never reach. Now they are realizing that your absence is louder than your presence ever was. They feel the weight of what they took for granted, and it is pressing on them day and night. Pause for a moment and gently tap the like button if you feel this message touching your heart and helping you see your situation more clearly. Understand this clearly. Your silence is not weakness, it is wisdom. It is not avoidance, it is alignment with a higher purpose that you cannot yet fully see. While you were healing, growing, and becoming stronger, they were expecting the old version of you to come back. But that version no longer exists, and they are struggling to accept that truth. You are not the same person who tolerated disrespect or confusion, and that change is something they cannot control. Type 777 if you trust God. They keep checking, they keep wondering, and they keep asking themselves why you never returned. They replay conversations in their mind, trying to understand where things shifted. They feel the gap you left behind, and it is not easy for them to fill it. This is not about revenge, and this is not about making anyone suffer. This is about balance being restored, about truth rising without you having to fight for it. I see everything that happened, even the moments you thought no one noticed. I saw how you gave your time, your love, and your energy without holding back. I saw how you were overlooked, how your efforts were not appreciated, and how your silence became your only refuge. Now I am turning that silence into a statement, one that speaks louder than any argument you could have made. You are not losing anything by staying quiet. You are gaining clarity and power. They are not used to this version of you. They are not used to being ignored by someone they thought would always respond. That is why it feels so heavy for them, because they underestimated your ability to walk away without making noise. They believed they had more control than they actually did, and now they are facing the truth. Your silence has taken that control away, and it has forced them to look inward. You may not see it yet, but doors are opening for you because you chose peace over chaos. I am guiding you into spaces where you will be valued, understood, and respected. The people who could not see your worth are slowly realizing what they lost, but you are no longer waiting for them to understand. You are moving forward, even if it feels quiet, even if it feels slow. There is a deep reason why I asked you to stay silent, It was not to isolate you, but to refine you. In that silence, you learned how to hear your own voice again. You learned how to trust your instincts without needing constant reassurance. You learned that not everyone deserves access to your thoughts, your feelings, or your presence. That lesson is protecting you right now more than you realize. They thought your silence meant you were hurting or waiting. They thought it meant you would come back when things settled. But your silence is something different. It is final in a way they did not expect. It is not fueled by anger. It is rooted in understanding. You understood your worth, and once you saw it clearly, you could not go back to where you were undervalued. I am reminding you that you are chosen, and your journey is not meant to look like everyone else's. You are being shaped for something greater, something that requires strength, patience, and clarity. This is why I removed you from certain conversations and connections. It was not loss, it was preparation for what is ahead. And while they are trying to process your silence, you are being positioned for something better. What if the real reason most manifestation methods do not work has finally been explained? A top neuroscientist linked to CIA research says, without the right brainwave, results stay inconsistent. This 7-second ritual, supported by 4 neuroscience labs, is helping people approach money differently and improve their direction. Many are now stepping into dream homes, buying luxury cars, and enjoying luxury vacations they once thought were out of reach. But this information might not stay available online. Click the link in the description and comments before it gets removed. Your silence is not empty, it is full of purpose. It carries peace, growth, and a quiet confidence that cannot be shaken. You do not need to explain yourself anymore, because your life will begin to show everything that words cannot. Keep moving forward. Keep trusting me. And do not be tempted to go back just because they are starting to notice your absence. You are no longer reacting out of emotion the way you once did, and that change is unsettling to those who were used to your old responses. They are watching, waiting, and wondering, but you are no longer performing for their expectations. You are walking in a new understanding that I placed within you. Type 1111 to affirm. There was a time when their absence would have hurt you deeply, when their silence would have made you question your worth. But now the roles have shifted, and what once affected you no longer has the same power. This is not because you became cold, it is because you became clear. You finally saw what I had been trying to show you all along, that your value was never dependent on their attention. And once that truth settled in your spirit, everything began to change. They are feeling the impact of your silence in ways that go beyond simple curiosity. It is creating a space where they are forced to reflect on their own actions, their own words, and the way they treated you. This is not something you caused out of intention, it is something that naturally happens when truth is no longer covered by constant communication. Your absence removed the distraction, and now they are left with nothing but reality. That reality is uncomfortable for them, but it is necessary. You may feel moments where you want to reach out, where you want to break the silence just to ease the tension. But I am asking you to stay grounded, to remember why this silence began in the first place. It was not built on pride, it was built on protection. It was not about punishing them, it was about preserving your peace. Every time you choose not to go back, you are choosing growth over familiarity. There is a quiet strength forming inside you, something that does not need to be announced or proven. It is the kind of strength that comes from knowing who you are without needing anyone else to confirm it. That is why your silence feels different now. It is not heavy or forced, it is calm and steady. You are no longer fighting to be understood, You are simply standing in your truth. And that truth is guiding your steps forward. Type 222 to claim miracles. They cannot understand how you changed so much without saying a word. They expected explanations, reactions, and emotional responses, but instead they received silence. That silence is confusing them because it does not fit into the version of you they were comfortable with. They are realizing that you are no longer predictable, and that realization is shaking them. It is forcing them to see you in a new light, one they did not expect. I want you to understand that you did not lose anything by stepping back. What you left behind was not aligned with where you are going. Sometimes the greatest progress happens in quiet moments, in decisions that no one else sees. Your silence was one of those decisions, and it is shaping your future in ways that will become clear soon. You are not behind, you are being prepared. There is also something happening that you may not be aware of. Your silence is not only affecting them, it is protecting you from cycles that would have repeated if you had stayed. I am breaking patterns that have followed you for a long time. Patterns of overgiving, over-explaining, and overextending yourself for people who were not ready to meet you at your level. That cycle ends with you. They may try to come back, they may try to reach out, and they may try to reconnect when they feel the weight of your absence fully. But you must be careful not to confuse their reaction with genuine change. Not everyone who notices your absence has learned from it. This is why I am guiding you to move slowly, to observe more than you respond. Your silence has given you clarity. Do not trade that clarity for temporary comfort. You are stepping into a space where your energy is respected, where your presence is valued, and where your silence is understood. Not everyone will be able to enter that space, and that is okay. You are not meant to carry everyone with you into this new season. Some people will only exist as lessons, reminders of what you no longer accept. And there is no need to hold on to what I have already released from your life. I know there were nights when your silence felt lonely, when you questioned if you made the right choice. I was there with you in those moments, strengthening you even when you did not feel it. Growth often feels like isolation at first, because you are separating from what is familiar. But what is ahead of you will make that separation worth it. You are not alone, even when it feels quiet. They are not just reacting to your silence, they are reacting to your transformation. And transformation is something that cannot be undone once it truly begins. You are becoming someone who does not chase, who does not beg for attention, and who does not settle for less than what you deserve. That version of you is powerful, and it is exactly who I intended you to become. Have you heard about the private group of neuroscientists working on brainwaves connected to money? A top researcher revealed this work was based on CIA studies, not meant for public release yet. The result is a simple 7-second ritual validated by 4 neuroscience labs, now practiced at home. Many who once struggled financially are now living in dream homes, owning luxury cars, and taking luxury vacations. But this page could disappear without warning. Click the link in the description and comments before it vanishes. Do not let their confusion pull you back into old patterns. Do not let their curiosity become your distraction. Stay focused on what I am building in your life. There are opportunities, connections, and blessings that are coming your way, and they require your full attention. Your silence has cleared space for these things to enter. What you are experiencing right now is not an ending, it is a transition. It is the moment where you step out of what was and into what is meant for you. It may not feel dramatic or loud, but it is significant. Every step you take in this silence is leading you closer to something greater. Trust that I am guiding you, even when the path feels quiet. You do not need to prove anything anymore. You do not need to explain your decisions or justify your growth. Your life will begin to speak for you in ways that words never could. And when that happens, those who doubted you will understand without you saying a single thing. Your silence will have told the entire story. Your silence is not just about them, it is about you finally choosing yourself without guilt. This is the kind of change that creates a new path, one that cannot be reversed once you truly understand your worth. Type 1010 to receive blessings. They are still trying to understand how you became so distant without a final conversation, without closure, without one last explanation. But what they do not realize is that your silence is your closure. You reached a point where you no longer needed to explain what they refused to see. That realization gave you the strength to walk away quietly without creating more noise. And now that silence is echoing louder in their mind than anything you could have said. You are not being cruel by staying silent, you are being honest with yourself. You are no longer forcing connections that felt one-sided or draining. You are no longer carrying the weight of relationships that required you to shrink in order to keep them. This is growth, even if it feels uncomfortable at times. Growth often requires letting go without ceremony, without a perfect ending. There is something powerful about the way you left. You did not fight, you did not argue endlessly, and you did not try to prove your point. You simply stepped back and allowed your absence to say everything. That kind of strength is rare, and it is something they did not expect from you. They thought you would always stay, always try, always return. But this time was different, and they can feel it. Type 1212 if you trust in Jesus. I want you to understand that silence is not empty space, it is filled with intention. It is filled with self-respect, with boundaries, and with a deeper awareness of what you deserve. Every moment you choose not to go back is a moment you reinforce your worth. And that repetition is building something solid inside you, something that cannot be easily shaken again. They are beginning to realize that your silence is not temporary. At first, they believed you just needed time, that you would eventually come back like before. But as time passes, that belief is fading. They are starting to understand that this silence is different, that it carries a finality they were not prepared for, and that realization is creating a pressure they cannot ignore. You may still have moments where memories come back, where you feel the pull of what used to be. That is natural, and it does not mean you are weak. It simply means you are human and you care deeply. But do not confuse memories with purpose. Not everything that once mattered is meant to continue. Some things were only meant to teach you, not stay with you. I am guiding you to a place where your energy is no longer drained by uncertainty. I am leading you into connections that will not leave you questioning your value. But in order to step into that space, you had to leave behind what was not aligned. Your silence created that separation, and it is opening doors you cannot yet see. Trust that what is coming will match the level you have grown into. They may try to return with words that sound different, with promises that seem stronger. But you must look beyond words and pay attention to patterns. Change is not proven through what someone says, it is shown through what they consistently do. Your silence has given you the clarity to see this truth. Do not let temporary emotions cloud that clarity. There is a peace that comes when you stop chasing answers from people who were never willing to give them honestly. You have entered that peace, even if it still feels new. You are no longer searching for closure outside of yourself. You found it within, and that is why you were able to walk away without turning back. That kind of closure is lasting, and it cannot be undone by someone else's confusion. You are stepping into a version of yourself that is more grounded, more aware, and more selective. You are no longer giving access to everyone who asks for it. You are no longer opening your heart without discernment. This is not you becoming distant. This is you becoming wise. And wisdom is something that protects you in ways emotion alone cannot. They are feeling the absence of your presence in moments they did not expect. In quiet times, in small reminders, in places where you once mattered. That absence is teaching them something, whether they admit it or not. It is showing them that you were not as easy to replace as they thought. It is showing them that your value was greater than they realized. Is it really possible to attract money more naturally using a 7-second ritual? Research connected to the CIA suggests certain brainwave states influence how opportunities appear in your life. This technique, proven by 4 neuroscience labs, is helping people shift away from financial pressure toward improved lifestyles. Many are now stepping into dream homes, driving luxury cars, and enjoying luxury vacations. But this information may not remain online for long. Click the link in the description and comments before it disappears. But this is not your responsibility to fix or respond to. You are not meant to go back just because they are starting to understand. Understanding that comes too late is still a lesson, but it is not always an invitation to return. You must remember why you left, not just how you felt when you were there. That memory will keep you grounded in your decision. I am strengthening your heart so that you do not fall back into old cycles. I am reminding you that your peace is not something you should trade for familiarity. What feels familiar is not always what is right for you. Sometimes it is simply what you have known for a long time. But you are being called into something new, something better. Your silence is not just affecting them, it is shaping you. It is teaching you patience, discipline, and emotional control. It is showing you that you can survive without constant communication, without constant reassurance. That realization is building a confidence that comes from within, not from others. And that is the kind of confidence that will carry you forward. Do not rush this process. Do not try to fill the silence just because it feels uncomfortable at times. Growth often happens in spaces that feel unfamiliar. Stay in that space long enough to understand what it is teaching you. There is something valuable being formed in you right now. As you continue forward, you will begin to notice a difference in the way you see people. You will become more aware of energy, of intention, of alignment. This awareness is a gift, and it came through the silence you chose. It is helping you avoid what once drained you. It is guiding you toward what will uplift you. They are used to a version of you that responded quickly, that tried to fix everything, that stayed even when it was difficult. But now you have stepped into a different kind of strength, one that does not need to explain itself. Type 2222 to receive miracles. They are watching from a distance, trying to make sense of your absence. Some of them check for signs, hoping to find a reason to believe you might return. Others are silently waiting, thinking that time will bring you back the way it did before. But this time is not like the past, and they are slowly realizing that. Your silence has a finality to it, something that feels different even to them. What they do not understand is that your silence was not created in a moment. It was built over time, through repeated experiences, through lessons that shaped your heart. You did not wake up one day and decide to walk away without reason. There were moments that pushed you, moments that opened your eyes, moments where you realized you deserved more than what you were receiving. That realization stayed with you, and it changed the way you moved. There is a peace that is growing inside you, even if it feels quiet and unfamiliar. It is not loud, it does not demand attention, but it is steady. This peace is something you created by choosing yourself, by stepping away from what disturbed your spirit. It is something they cannot take from you, because it was built through your decision to walk away. And that is why it is so important that you protect it. Type yes to receive miracles. They may try to reach out again, not always directly, sometimes through small signs, through indirect actions, through attempts to get your attention. But you must stay aware of why those attempts are happening. It is not always about understanding. Sometimes it is simply about losing control. They were comfortable knowing how to reach you, knowing how to get a response, knowing you would always be there. Now that comfort is gone, and they are reacting to that loss. You are not responsible for their discomfort. You are not responsible for making things easier for them. Your responsibility is to stay aligned with what I am doing in your life. And right now, I am asking you to continue forward without looking back. There is a reason I allowed this separation, and it is leading you somewhere important. You have entered a season where your energy matters more than ever, where you give your time, your attention, and your presence will shape what comes next in your life. This is why I removed certain connections, not because they had no value, but because they were not aligned with your future. Sometimes I have to close doors that you would have kept open out of habit or emotion. This is one of those times. They are beginning to understand that your silence is not a game. It is not something you are doing to get a reaction. It is something real, something rooted in change. And that realization is forcing them to look at themselves in a way they may have avoided before. Your absence is holding up a mirror, showing them what they lost without you needing to say anything. You may feel moments where you wonder if they truly understand, if they are changing, if things could be different now. But I want you to focus less on them and more on what is happening within you. Because your growth is the real story here. Your ability to walk away, to stay silent, to choose peace over confusion, that is what matters most. That is what is shaping your future. There is something else I want you to see. Your silence is teaching you how to stand alone without feeling incomplete. It is showing you that your happiness is not dependent on someone else's presence. That is a powerful lesson, one that many people never fully learn, and once you understand it, you will never settle for less again. What if most people struggle financially because they never activate a specific brainwave? Leading neuroscientists point to CIA-linked research that highlights this missing link. This 7-second ritual, backed by 4 neuroscience labs, is helping people rethink their financial habits and improve outcomes. Many are now moving into dream homes, owning luxury cars, and traveling on luxury vacations. But this page might be taken down soon. Click the link in the description and comments before it is removed. You are not losing connections, you are refining them. You are making space for people who will not question your worth, who will not leave you feeling uncertain. But before those people enter your life, you had to let go of what was not right. Your silence created that space, and it is preparing you for something better. They are feeling the weight of your absence in ways that are difficult to explain. It is not just about missing you, it is about realizing what your presence brought into their life. They did not see it clearly when you were there, but now they are beginning to understand, and that understanding is coming too late to change your path. I am not asking you to be hard or cold. I am asking you to be clear. There is a difference. You can move forward with peace in your heart without carrying resentment. You can leave without holding on to anger. Your silence is not filled with bitterness, it is filled with understanding, and that is what makes it powerful. As you continue this journey, you will notice that your perspective is changing. Things that once bothered you will no longer have the same effect. Situations that once confused you will become clear. This is because you are seeing things from a higher place now. You are no longer caught in the same patterns, and that clarity is guiding you. Do not rush to break this silence. Let it continue to do its work in your life. Let it reveal what needs to be revealed. Let it strengthen what needs to be strengthened. There is a purpose in this quiet season, even if it does not always feel obvious. You are moving toward a life where your presence is valued, where your silence is respected, and where your voice is heard without you having to fight for it. That life is closer than you think, but it requires you to stay committed to this path. It requires you to trust me, even when things feel uncertain. Your silence is not the end of your story. It is the beginning of a new chapter, one where you are no longer defined by how others see you. You are defined by the truth I placed inside you, and that truth is guiding you forward, step by step. You are now entering a deeper understanding of what your silence has truly done, not just around you, but within you. It has created a space where you are no longer reacting out of habit, but responding from clarity. That difference is changing how you see everything, including yourself. You are no longer trying to hold on to what is slipping away, and that release is giving you strength you did not know you had. This is not just growth, this is transformation taking root in your spirit. Type 777 to affirm your belief. There was a time when you would have gone back, even after everything, simply because your heart was still attached. You would have reached out, tried again, and hoped for something different. But now you are seeing clearly that repeating the same pattern would only bring the same result. This awareness is what is keeping you grounded. It is what is allowing you to stay silent without feeling lost. They are still trying to understand how you changed without warning them. They feel like they missed something, like there was a moment they should have noticed but did not. And in a way, they did miss it. They missed the quiet shifts in your behavior, the moments when you started pulling back, the times when you needed understanding but did not receive it. Those small moments added up, and now they are facing the result of everything they overlooked. Your silence is not just about distance, it is about direction. It is guiding you away from what no longer serves you, and towards something that aligns with your purpose. Every step you take in this quiet space is leading you closer to the life I have prepared for you. Even if you cannot see the full picture yet, trust that it is unfolding exactly as it should. Type 1212 if you walk by faith. You are beginning to feel a sense of independence that is new and powerful. It is not about being alone, it is about being complete within yourself. You are no longer depending on someone else to make you feel secure or valued. That shift is changing the way you carry yourself, the way you think, and the way you make decisions. It is making you stronger in ways that will benefit you for the rest of your life. They are feeling the absence of your energy in places where they once felt your presence. It shows up in quiet moments, in memories, in things that remind them of you. They are beginning to see how much you contributed, how much you gave, and how much you mattered. But this realization is happening after you have already stepped away. That is why it feels heavy for them, because they cannot go back and change what has already happened. You may feel moments of compassion for them, moments where you wonder if you should reach out or give them another chance. But I want you to remember that compassion does not always mean reconnection. You can wish them well from a distance without returning to what was. Your peace matters, and it must be protected. There is a reason I allowed things to unfold the way they did. It was not to hurt you, it was to reveal truth. Sometimes, truth is only seen clearly when there is space, when there is silence. That silence removed the noise, the distractions, and the confusion. It allowed you to see everything as it really was. And once you saw it, you could not unsee it. How are people moving from financial stress to more comfortable lifestyles so quickly? A CIA-linked study suggests a simple 7-second brain ritual may influence how people respond to opportunities. Supported by 4 neuroscience labs, this method is helping individuals improve daily life. Many are now stepping into dream homes, upgrading to luxury cars, and taking luxury vacations. But this page could be deleted at any time. Click the link in the description and comments before it disappears. You are now operating from a place of awareness, and that awareness is guiding your choices. You are no longer ignoring red flags, no longer making excuses for behavior that does not align with your values. This is maturity, this is growth, and this is something you should be proud of. Not everyone reaches this level of understanding. They may still try to find a way back into your life, not always directly, but through small gestures or indirect communication. But you must be careful not to interpret effort as change. Effort can come from many places, including regret, loneliness, or a desire to regain control. True change is consistent, and it takes time to prove itself. You are not in a hurry anymore, and that is a sign of strength. You are willing to wait for what is right instead of settling for what is available. This patience is protecting you from repeating the same experiences.